Hello and welcome back to another season of Football Manager 2018 with Blackburn Rovers. This season, if we don't get promoted, we're done. We are done with Blackburn. I'm assuming I'm probably going to be done with a save. I'm not likely to resign and then take another job because I think we've taken this career as far as we can get it, and without getting Blackburn into the Premier League, I feel like we're not going to go too much further. As this is the start of a new season, there's a hell of a lot of things that we need to go through. First and foremost, let's go through the transfers. Starting with the released players, there's a few names that you might recognise. Andre Dezel is obviously one of them. Niall Ennis is another who's had a very good few years with us, but last season he was on loan at Nottingham Forest. We didn't really have a place for him, so he's been released. Nenad Lazovic, who I think was a goalkeeper. Andrea Buscarini, the San Marinese midfielder. Vasil Lup, the Romanian midfielder, maybe? Tommy Kemp, David Ward, Paul Blake and Josh Tipping, all players who never really got any good and anywhere near the first team. There's been a lot of players who have also left the club for some form of financial gain. There's been a few others who've gone for frees as well. Alfie Jones is the first one to leave. He's gone to Portsmouth for 425k. We got a decent amount of money for him. We didn't really play him for the last year, so I thought now's the time to move him on. Emmanuel Tarassi is the next one to leave, 325k or 350k or something like that for Emmanuel Tarassi to go to Brentford. Once again, wasn't getting many games, took the opportunity to get some money. Adel Madeb, another player who we didn't have a place for him. He's gone to Aston Villa for, I've forgotten the number, it's about 500k. I would have liked to have kept him because he's good, but like I said, we don't have a place for him. He's gone to Aston Villa in the Championship, so chances are he's probably going to score against us. Bit of a weird one this. Pierre-Alexandre Collignon has gone to Liverpool in the Premier League for 125k. I find that Premiership clubs often do this. They'll just buy young goalkeepers as a backup. He's never going to play for them in a million years, but he's left. Collignon was one of those players. I spent a lot of money on him, and he didn't really work out. We didn't get enough games for him. I think when we brought him as well, Johnny Davison came in at the same time, and Davison was the better goalkeeper. So Collignon has moved on. Another goalkeeper that has moved on is Adam Hassan. He's gone to Peterborough for about 120k, which is better than nothing. A player that I'm a little bit disappointed to see leave, Bohumil Lohovi, the Slovakian right-back. He's gone to Bristol City for £70,000. Not a lot of money, but he only had a year left on his contract, and I was never going to play him. £165,000 for Henry Wilcock. He's gone to Southend. Again, he had a really good couple of years with us, but then there was no place for him, and he didn't really improve anywhere near as much as I needed him to if he wanted to stay in the first team. Russell Kingdon, he has left the club, £75,000. He's gone to League Two to play for Lincoln. Realistically, that's probably his level. If anything, he's a very good League Two striker. He spent last year on loan at Barrow, scored a decent amount of goals for Barrow, but yeah, I feel like I kind of bought him because of what he did for us at Poole Town and not what he could do for us at Blackburn. Another player to leave is the young striker Dick McMillan. He's gone to Barnsley for £200,000 and a 50% profit sell-on. So, if he gets good and actually signs for a Premiership side, we'll get half of any money above 200k, which I assume he's going to get sold for more than 200k. And finally, another goalkeeper to leave. Carles Carreras has gone. He has signed for Real Betis. It's £3.5 million in total. He was a player that he technically, or officially according to the star rating, he is better than our number one goalkeeper, but I prefer Suarez. It is Suarez. Leonardo Suarez, the goalkeeper. I prefer him to Carreras. Players joining then. It is a welcome return for English centre-back Joey Guest. He's joined on a free transfer. His contract at Leicester expired. I picked him up on a free. I mean, he's 3-star. He's English. That's really useful for me because I haven't got a lot of English players. Next through the door, also a free transfer. Younes Goetz, a 22-year-old French midfielder, can also play up front and on the right-hand side, apparently. Again, one of those players. He looks alright. I thought I'd bring him in, not costing me any money. He's on a small contract as well, only £600 a week. Decent young player. I might have bought this guy just because he's Vietnamese, and I have no idea how to say his first name. I think it's something like Nguyen, maybe. Trung Tin, that's his name. He's 20-year-old. He's 21-year-old, sorry. He is Vietnamese. He's got 22 caps and 2 goals. He's not going to get much better. I'm trying to loan him out, but no one really wants him. Next through the door is 19-year-old Danish striker Mike Kierkegaard. He's come in, I can't remember how much money for. How much money was it? £725,000. I can speak properly today. I brought him in mainly because of his potential. I mean, he's got 15 determination, 15 heading, 14 free kicks, 14 dribbling. So, I mean, he's got quite a few decent stats. Probably needs some games. I might loan him out. He might get some games. He has played once already this season in the Carabao Cup and didn't do very well. The next player in for just under £1 million, 950k, is Marko Kompan, Slovenian central midfielder. He's 5'7", so he's quite small, but he's a natural Mazzala, which is good because I play a Mazzala. He's unlikely to get too many games this season. If he gets a bit better, he might do, he might not. We'll see how it goes. When I signed him, he did have more potential than just a 3-star. Probably my best signing of the transfer window so far is Emmanuel Cisse, 22-year-old Ivorian centre-back brought in from ASEC in the Ivory Coast. £1.1 million. He's already 3.5-star, 4-star potential. He's one of my first-choice centre-backs alongside Xavier Boulistix. And finally, we've got ourselves a wonder kid. He's not ours, he's on loan from Chelsea, but Cesario Vieira, 22-year-old Portuguese left-back / left-winger, has joined for the entire season because Chelsea are a feeder club. We are paying them absolutely zero when it comes to wages. We've got him for the whole year. It does mean Jamal will probably be playing like for the B team, or the under-23, sorry, and he might get a little bit annoyed. Along with all the players in and out, the following players have all gone out on loan for various reasons. Eric Menjivar has gone to Bologna for a year, they're paying me some money. Gary Hobbs-Lowe to Brighton for a year, they're also paying me some money. Lee Hill, John Crawford, Barry Wilson, Lewis Kane, Chris Henry, Jay Salmon, Jim Walker, Rico Manning, he's gone to Inverness, he's a player that you've heard of. Jordan Fuller has gone to Bradford City, Zdravko Toma to Swindon, Duncan Greenwood to Bolton, Michael Forrest, he's gone somewhere, Musa Juru's gone to Colchester, Darren Fox to Bradford City as well, that's 2 players gone to Bradford. Ben Treacher to Scunthorpe, Serjan Lilic to Coventry, Lamine Deo to Scunthorpe, Dave Shepherd to Scunthorpe, and Musa Juru has gone to Barnsley. Next up, let's talk about the league table, shall we? We are 4 games in. We've also played 2 Carabao Cup games. So far in the league, we are sat joint top of the table, only behind Birmingham on goal difference. And the reason is, we've had a decent bit of form. Starting off the season against QPR at home, we weren't very good at all. We ended up losing 2-0. Carlos Foti with both the goals for QPR. The moment we lost that game, I went, this is going to be a long season, isn't it? Then, luckily for us, we had a trip to Rochdale in the Carabao Cup. We were 1-0 down after 5 minutes, thanks to Mark Jones. Luke Morgan, who is still only 16 years old, scores 2 goals for us in the 67th and 70th minute, giving us the victory, setting up a second-round tie against Huddersfield. Speaking of Huddersfield, we played them in the league next. We were 2-0 down. Frank Rivolier and Patrick Roberts with the 2 goals for Huddersfield. Danny Salvagione gets 2. Clive Todd gets the winner in the 87th minute. We were 2-0 down. We won 3-2. Very good comeback from us. Then back at home against Fleetwood, who are technically kind of local rivals-ish. We end up winning 2-1. Paul Oakdina gets his first goal of the season. Danny Salvagione gets his 3rd goal of the season just before half-time. Ashley Hunter pulls one back for Fleetwood midway through the second half. We do hold on to win 2-1 and get 3 points. And then comes another victory, this time away against Reading. 4-2 it was in the end. Paul Oakdina gets 2 goals early on in the 25th and 31st minute. Dennis Zupik pulls one back to make it 2-1 on 34. Into the second half, Jean Pereira makes it 2 apiece on the 54th minute. Then it's not Paul Oakdina. Clive Todd scores in the 60th minute to make it 3-2. Paul Oakdina then finishes off his hat-trick in the 84th minute. In this game, Adam Fenton played a total of 6 minutes before getting himself injured. And then finally, a second match of the season against Huddersfield, this time at home and in the Carabao Cup. A 2-0 victory. Danny Salvagione with both the goals sets up a 3rd round tie against AFC Wimbledon, which is definitely a winnable game. So yeah, that's everything all tied up, I think. We are still in the transfer window. We've got a few more days left. We've got quite a hefty transfer budget of 6.1 million. I don't want to spend it, Basically, I don't see the point in spending it because I don't think we really need too many players. I've got a couple more transfers coming in. I think I've got a right back. I might have another goalkeeper coming in because I have sold a lot, so I've only got 2 now. So yeah, there will be some more transfers before the end of the window, which will end at the end of this episode, I guess. Before the end of the transfer window, we've got to play high-flying Bournemouth, who they are, well, they've not been defeated this season. They've won twice and drawn twice. So they are 1 point behind us, so this is not going to be an easy game. You might notice the formation that I'm playing is called 4-2-4 Groningen. That is because this is the formation that I've been playing with FC Groningen in my other series. So, and it seems to work. Well, it works for them. I'm hoping it works for Blackburn as well. The starting lineup we're going to go with: Leonardo Suarez is the goalkeeper, Steve Simpson, Emmanuel Cisse, Xavier Bulistics and Cesario Vieira are the back 4. It's all changed really in the back 4, isn't it? Cisse and Vieira, both new this season. Nsiala and Montoya are the 2 central midfielders on the wings, Clive Todd on the right hand side, Luke Morgan on the left hand side, and the strike force is going to be Paul Oakdina and Danny Salvagione, who combined so far this season have got 9 goals. We've still got some of the familiar names on the bench as well. Bulger Basic is there, Damjanov is there. We've also got Jamal sat there on the bench as well. Damjanov, I can't fit him into my team, but I don't want to sell him because he's really good, but I can't fit him into my team. Also, this is something I noticed. No, let me click there. He's getting paid a hell of a lot of money a week, like a huge amount. He had like a 15% wage increase every year, which means he's on £35,000 a week. I've given him a new contract to get rid of that clause, but now he's still getting paid £35,000 a week. Bournemouth playing a fairly boring 4-4-1-1 formation, and there's not a huge amount of players there that I actually recognise. That was a great team talk by Sasa there. I think I might try and get rid of Sasa because we've had him for a very long time, and I would quite like a new assistant manager. We've been on a very good little start to the season, bar the QPR games, so I'd quite like it if it stayed that way. That would be really handy, because, I mean, I need to get promoted. Promotion is that's the goal this season. Fofana has a go just over the bar. We need to get promoted. If we don't get promoted, we are done. 20 minutes in, and so far, it looks like it's been all Bournemouth. Aaron with a corner. Someone's there. Salvagione's got it clear. Aaron's going to get it back. First time cross. Anton Antov was there. He's hit it wide. And we are going to see the goal kick. Suarez takes it over the halfway line. Salvagione's going to hopefully win the header. Doesn't win the header. Page gets the ball all the way back to Kane, the goalkeeper. Kicks forward. Bulistics wins the header, but no one's there to collect the ball. Solbakken, Fofana. Del Sol, Solbakken again, Fofana. These 3 passing it around. Taking the mick, I think. Cisse wins the header, but only as far as Cobb. Takes it out wide. He's got 2 players on him. Crossed in at the back post. And Adama Diakabi has scored the goal. That's not an easy name to say, particularly when you've never seen it before. We've started the season so well, and we're going to end up losing this, aren't we? Nisiala's corner is cleared. Clive Todd. Montoya to Nisiala again. Plenty of players in the box. Tries to cross it in. Doesn't manage it. Copland keeps it in play. He's got all the time in the world because we're not closing him down. Montoya wins a header. Solbakken heads it back though. Del Sol. Forward to Tomzak. Tomzak to Fofana. Del Sol across to Cobb. Cobb goes forward. Tomzak. Where we need to tackle them. Just someone stick a foot in, please. Diakabi crossed in. Del Sol's at the back. Chests it down. Crossed in. Diakabi's there. We are 2-0 down after 27 minutes. Tomzak. Only real Bournemouth player up there. Cisse gets the ball. Across to Todd. Salvagione. Oakdina's there if he needs him, if he can find him. Plays it across to Luke Morgan instead. Going to run it down the line? No, he's not. Oakdina in the penalty area. Crossed to Nsiala. Clive Todd's hit the bottom of the post, and Kane, the goalkeeper, is going to collect it. I'm going to demand more. Basically, it's only that Diakabi is actually doing anything really worthwhile for Bournemouth. Cobb's going to cross it in. Yes, he does. Del Sol's at the back. We're 3-0 down, and it's not even half-time. It is 3-0 at half-time. And aggressively, because this is how we work. Why have I got so many options? You're much better than this. Yeah, let's go with that. I don't want to change anything, partially because I don't really have the options to change it for the better. We're going to go back to attacking. We're 3-0 down, so What's the worst that can happen? We go 4-0 down or 5-0 down. It's not going to make any difference. 70 minutes in, Luke Morgan, he is on a 5.9. Jim Glendon can come on. Clive Todd is on a 6. Bulger Basic can come on the right-hand side. It's just not a very good performance from everyone. And the performance in the second half has been fairly non-existent. There is just over 5 minutes left to play. Vieira is going to get himself sent off. Oh, really? This is just shocking. Just really, Jim Glendon played left back for a bit. Just fill the gap. There's not a lot we can really do here. Glendon with a throw. Oakdina Glendon crossed it in. Bulger Basic with a header over the bar. That's our only real highlight we've had all game. Into the 92nd minute. That is full time. 3-0 defeat. That was shocking. That was absolutely shocking. At home as well. The other fixtures have been played for the weekend and we've dropped down from 2nd place in the table all the way down to 8th. What we've got now, we've got about 3 days until the end of the transfer window. I'm going to go through to the transfer window, or the deadline day. That makes a lot more sense. And I'll keep you up to date with any transfers that go on. I suspect there will be players joining. There will be players leaving, particularly on loan. I'm not sure whether any permanent players are going to leave, but we'll see. Transfer deadline day is here, and the first transfer to take place, Marco Compan, has gone on loan to Colchester for the season. He's going to be getting paid, or they're paying most of his wages, I think. He's going in as a key player, so he should get a lot of football. A lot more transfer news to go through. Mark Catchpole has gone on loan to Boston United. I don't even know what league they're in, but he's gone there. He spent... Hold on a minute. He was already at Boston a few years ago, so he's gone back to Boston for another year. Welcome to Blackburn Rovers, Edin Halilovic, 24-year-old Serbian goalkeeper. He's joined for 350k. He's not going to be a first-choice goalkeeper by any stretch of the measure, but he's getting paid a lot of money, but he's probably going to sit on the bench because I don't think he's quite as good as our first-choice keeper, but he's certainly not far off. Another player out on loan is Alex Lenton. He's gone to Cambridge. He famously, a few years ago, he played one game for us in left back. Hasn't played since. Another player in is Anthony Reid, 23-year-old English right back and or left back. He's actually two-footed. He's joined for 500k from Chelsea. He's English. That's kind of one of the main reasons why I bought him. He's also not terrible. Quite a big loan signing out. Joseph Seens, he's gone on loan to Hanover for the season. He needs some football. He needs to actually play a good 1 or 2 years solidly for a club, and I'm hoping at Hanover he can do that. And another player to join the club. This time it is Hamish Falconer, Scottish left back with 1 cap. He's cost 250k from Fulham. He's only 2.5-star current and potential ability, but he's not terrible. And I think he counts technically as homegrown, as in he's part of the English or the United Kingdom pact thing that we've got after Brexit. More loan signings out. Nguyen Trung Tin, the Vietnamese striker, has gone on loan to St Mirren in Scotland as a first-team player. Hopefully he goes there and plays a whole load of games and becomes like this St Mirren legend. You know that guy, Anthony Reid, that we just signed literally 2 minutes ago? He's gone on loan to Portsmouth. They're paying his wages. They're paying us £425,000 for a player that we've spent 500k on. So we're getting most of our money back. And he came in as a backup, as a player who's not going to be kicking Stevie Simpson out of the first team. So I'm fine with that. It is late on transfer deadline day and a huge transfer has just taken place. Elia Petrelli has left for £10 million in total, going to Fulham, who I assume Fulham, they're Premier League, right? They're Championship. They've just spent £10 million on another Championship striker. We literally got him on a free transfer. He scored 10 goals in 27 games, got 8 assists, so he had a very good year. But we got 8.75 million up front, and then there's some sell-ons and all sorts of nonsense going on as well. So Elia Petrelli has gone. That could be a terrible decision. And that is it. The window has shut. And for some reason, major transfers, they all involve Burnley, and 2 of them involve Sunderland. And one of them involves AC Milan. Callum Slattery's gone to AC Milan for £22 million. I'm going to end this episode here because there was a lot of transfers going on, and plus we've now got to wait like 12 days before our next game. Next episode, we are going to go, I think we're going to go Portsmouth Hull. I want to go through the season very quickly because if I know I've already said this, but if we don't get promoted, I'm going to end the series. However, if we get really close, my brain's going to go, don't end it just yet, you're almost there. So there's no guarantees it'll end if we don't get promoted. It might do, it should do, but it might not. So next episode will be Portsmouth and Hull, which I assume will be topish and bottomish. That's the plan there. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2018 with Blackburn Rovers. If you did enjoy, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.